And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, I got it half price.
2 years ago, I saved my Skoda Octavia VRS from a salvage auction.
And when I got it, it was very rough. It had been in a bad way. It hadn't been looked after very well. But over the course of a few videos and a few months, go click in the top right-hand corner and go and watch this Skoda VRS series. I got this back to a pretty good condition, and I have been using it ever since. Now, that was 2 years ago. And the reason I've had it so long is because it's been one of the best cars I've actually owned in terms of actually like reliability and how well it drives, as well as usability with that boot. Now, this has actually helped us move home, just move stuff that no other car can do. Like even like, I mean, obviously the RS6 isn't on the road, but the RS6's boot is nowhere near the size of that VRS's boot. It is just like the stuff you can get in that is unreal. And for that reason, is the reason that I've had it for so long. And I don't want to get rid of it, but I thought it was time for a slight upgrade. So let's get it off. And like everything, it's a prerequisite that every car in Copart is absolutely disgusting inside. Now, this did start. I made sure it started before I left the auction place. But, yeah, look, just why? It's just absolutely rank. So, let's start her up and get her off. Got a load of paperwork in the glove box as well. I'll go through that in a minute. But the first thing I think we should do is give this thing a clean. Now, it's not often I get to have the chance to clean cars before we start working on them, because none of them usually run. But this one seems to be running all right. Sounds all right engine-wise. So yeah, let's give it a clean and then see what mess we've got left.
What's good, Dama? ISO to the NDs, yeah. Open up the door, watch all the G's forward. Smoke clouds follow while we hit another quarter. 50s in a carry-on, feel like a transporter. It's a privilege to know me, that's 100 on my broski. 1-2 punch, damn this thing hitting fully. Fresh pot of gumbo and we back up on our bully. Beat by Dama, shout out to the boy Cushy. Now I'm everything I could be, shades on with a hoodie. Off a little something, so you think I got my eyes closed. These is one and none, no baby, these is not those. Getting so much chicken blockheads out of tacos. Getting so much packs like we gotta scan a barcode. Getting so much A, cause we working out of ISO. Should've went Indies, but you didn't, now you dry snow. Baby, come to Brooklyn, yeah, you know they moving shining stone. Told her pull it over, ain't gotta read no rights though. Everything a process, checking in deposits. Got a shoe closet, many complex closet. He a true prophet, in a true pocket. Racket club days, yeah, we used to be on my fit. Getting so much, what was so much in this world? Mine is what you make it, then every day's a turn. I ain't never settled, so you better up the skirt. Put the pedal to the floor, yo, check the dashboard. Getting so much, what was so much in this world? Mine is what you make it, then every day's a turn. I ain't never settled, so you better up the skirt. Put the pedal to the floor, yo, check the dashboard. Cause they open up the door to G's forward.
So here it is, welcome to the channel, my new 2013 Skoda Octavia VRS. Now,
the idea is it's going to replace the 2010 one over here, and I'm pretty sure I bought it, well, I know I bought it cheap, but there's got to be a reason why. Now, I put a post up on Instagram the other day where I actually won this at auction, and I didn't meet the reserve, and by leave I won it for 2,350, and the reserve was 3,950. Now I'm going to put a picture up anyway because I can't 100% remember. And this actually went through the auction twice before I actually won it. So I'm assuming just the reserve was never met, and then the seller just kept relisting it. And maybe I was just the third time lucky, and the guy just couldn't be asked to keep relisting it, and I ended up winning it for 2,350. Now, we did go back and forth for a little bit. He tried to get some more money out of me. I stood firm at 2,350, and eventually, after 2 days, he left me waiting for 2 days, but he accepted my winning bid. So 2,350 plus fees, I think it was just over £2,800 for this car. Now, this car is a 7.5 grand car. So I've won it for under £3,000, and the sellers let me. So there has got to be something major, apart from the obvious, which we're about to go around. There's got to be something major wrong with this car for him to sell it, or for them to sell it that cheap. So in today's video, guys, we're gonna hopefully find out what that is. From the previous clips, it was absolutely disgusting. So I have just cleaned it quickly. I ended up taking the seats out to clean it, because as you just saw in the images, it was absolutely disgusting inside. Now I've probably spent a couple of hours on the interior, not so much on the exterior, because we need to do that properly and it needs some repair anyway. But the interior looks a lot nicer. I had to obviously remove all the seats, but it's a lot cleaner. And I don't know if this is testament to the previous owner, but I did find a £1 coin and a fake £20 note. So I don't know if that's just like a testament of things to come with this car. But we'll go around it. The near side looks actually relatively, apart from that wing, okay. Obviously that wing needs to be replaced. Alloys need to be refurbished, both of them. But other than the wing, yes, like I think that's just rubber that will polish out. There's a few stone chips that I think that come out as well. There's quite a lot of road tar. I mean, white cars show it really badly, but there's a load of tar on the car, so the car's going to need a full sort of like machine polish and clay bar, and that will actually come up quite nice. But there's no other real damage on the near side. The rear, annoyingly, there's a dent here and a chip. Bumper's cracked, and it's just horrendous along the back here. And down the off side is where it gets slightly worse. And yes, I'm pointing to that. We have a damaged door and a damaged sill, and the front bumper is an array of whites. I don't even know what's going on here. I don't know if is that the right colour of the car, but I don't know what's going on. But whether it's had a respray and Stevie Wonder did it, I'm not 100% sure. But there's obviously damage here, and headlight is loose. The tyre was nearly flat, so I've just pumped it back up. Not sure if it's a puncture or just low on pressure. The grille is also damaged here. Bonnet's crumpled a little bit there. More damage on the bumper as well. And again, more paint mismatching. But other than that, it's not too bad. So, she has done 131,000 miles. There are some issues with the engine. It runs, but not fault-free. So we've got error start-stop, we've got DPF light comes on as well, loss of pressure in the front right, and yeah, glow plug light, EML light. So all sorts of things going on. Let's just open the bonnet. We've also got a headlight out, well, DRL at least. Got a headlight as well. Headlight works, it's just there. So, I mean, the headlight's loose, so I don't know if it's broken or not, but the engine bay's getting a nice glow up. That one works, but the DRL doesn't work anyway, so there is an issue there. Engine bay looks quite clean, to be fair. So this actually has the newer 2-litre TDI that you find in the Mark 7 Golf GTD. So this is the 184 PS 2-litre diesel. So it's slightly newer than my old Skoda Octavia VRS. So essentially this is a Golf GTD, but in a much more usable platform with a bigger car estate. So with the car running, it drives. I haven't obviously driven it down the road, but the gears seem to work, the clutch works. So the first thing I think we're going to do is look at that DPF light.
Now, before we start on the DPF, I want you to let me know in the comments, what do you think to the Octavia VRS? Now, I actually think this is one of the best cars that you can buy with sort of sub 7 grand. And if I gave you 7 grand, name a better car, all-rounder, that you would go and buy other than that car. With a 2-litre diesel, does 60 miles per gallon, essentially a Golf GTD, but it's got a massive boot, really usable. It's £30 a year road tax. It's quite nice spec. It looks really nice. Just name a better car. Let me know. So a little bit of background. The DPF's job is diesel particulate filter, and its job is to collect the soot and the bad gases and debris, if you like, that the engine produces during combustion, and it just traps them in the DPF to stop them from being emitted from the exhaust. Now what happens is, over time, especially when the engine doesn't get up to temperature properly and it isn't efficient enough of collecting the soot, the DPF can clog up and get blocked, and when that happens, the car will actually usually burn off the soot on its own, and you won't actually usually notice it. So when you're driving, it will just regenerate itself, and under normal conditions you shouldn't really notice it. But if the car's always doing short journeys and it doesn't get a chance to do it itself, then eventually it will just build up so much that the car just goes, no, I can't do it, no one's helping me. So it puts a light on the dash and basically says contact the workshop, and that is where, using the laptop, we can do a forced regeneration, and that is basically where we leave the car standing, we get up to temperature, and the car will then go through the process of burning off the soot to reduce the levels, so then you can drive it again. So that's probably what's happened. The car probably hasn't done enough long journeys to regenerate itself, and now I'm hoping all it needs is a forced regeneration. So we've got to get the car up to temperature, and that is the first thing we're going to do.
So instead of leaving the car for like half an hour to warm up on its own, I'm actually going to go and drive it. Now, the car's got MOT. I have the V5 on this one, so I've just taxed it, insured it, so we are actually fully road legal. Now, I have just put a cable tie, as you can see here, look, just so that bumper's now fully secure. There is a bit of under tray under here, which I've just tucked up out the way. Pumped obviously the tyre up. I don't think that's gone down. No, that's still nice and pumped up. So we can actually go for a first drive already. I've just checked the oil level. It was just below minimum, so I've just put a litre in of that as well. So yeah, I suppose I'd better remove these. Don't want to be getting in trouble now. There we go.
Right, let's go for a first drive, which is a lot sooner than expected, if I'm honest. And also my interior mirror's loose as well. There's just a lot of small things, just annoying. Oh no, I've just found out the problem. I don't have a third gear. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, I got it half price. Oh, that's not good. It's just third. That's annoying. Right, I'm still gonna go put fuel in it. I'm still gonna try and do a regen. I'm really hoping fourth works. You have to skip straight to fourth. Oh no. Oh, I don't have a fourth either. Oh, have I just... I don't have a third or a fourth. Oh, crap. Well, I need to put fuel in it because I don't think it'll let me do a regen without it. Luckily, for me, the fuel station is only literally 400 meters, but I'm gonna have to second to fifth it, which luckily I have a nice strong torquey 2-litre diesel, so it is able to do that. But that is the exact reason, guys, that I got this car for 50% less than what it's worth, because it's let's get some fuel in. Right, so I've now got VCDS all connected up. I should hopefully be able to put it onto the screen now. The first thing I've done is gone into engine, and the first thing we actually want to do is go security access, just so we can do a regen. So it's S1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brilliant. There we go. And then we just want to go to advanced measured values first, just to have a look at the coolant temp, make sure it's above, I think it's 70 degrees, which it is. And we also want to have a look at the soot level, which is 50 grams. Now I don't know what the limit is for a regen, because if it's too high, then it won't regen and you have to actually take the DPF out to either replace it or clean it. Now, I think 50 is possibly the limit, so I'm not sure if we're just about okay to do a regen or not. So let's go basic settings. Where we go? Where are we? Service regeneration of particulate filter. Go. Operate brake and clutch pedal. Release brake and clutch pedal. Press accelerator fully. Release accelerator pedal. Running. Right. So, yeah, now I don't know how long this is actually going to take to do it. It could take 45 minutes for all I know. So I'm going to leave it to do its thing, and I'll come back to you, hopefully, with some good news.
So no, nothing's gone to plan at all. After about 5 minutes of it saying running, normally when you do a DPF regen, it ups the revs to about 1,000. This wasn't doing that, and after half an hour I left it, it just had done absolutely nothing in half an hour, not tried to increase temperatures or anything. So I aborted it, tried to start it again, and then it just wouldn't let me do it. So I think that maybe my ash or soot content is too high and it just keeps aborting it or just not doing it. And let me know in the comments if anyone knows the actual limit for a forced regen to happen. I don't know if I'm over that or not, I can't remember, and I think they differ as well. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. A bit of an introduction to the car. I hope to get more done in this video, but obviously it's going to now be a little bit more in depth, which is great for you guys, because in the next video that means I will be doing probably removing the DPF and cleaning it out, so then we can do a forced regen. And also I've already bought a new gearbox. I was going to try and strip the gearbox and replace the gears, but I found a gearbox online with 3 months warranty for 350 quid, and the likelihood of me repairing this gearbox for similar money is unlikely, plus obviously the time to do it as well. So on this occasion, the second-hand gearbox was more beneficial, so that is on its way. So in the next video, guys, there'll be a lot more happening, and we'll also have a look at this corner as well, the offside front corner, to see if there's any damage behind the headlight and the bumper, and to see what's actually going on. So there's a lot more going on in the next video, guys, so please do subscribe and like this video if you haven't already, and also let me know what you think of the Skoda Octavia VRS. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.